Welcome Aries and Aries cross watchers to your reading. So I hope you guys have had a great day. And of course, thank you for stopping by my channel. So we have the Four of Wands to start off with. Aries, okay. It feels like there's some sort of new opportunity that is kind of beckoning you here. We have the, I was asking kind of what's crossing this, and we have the Devil. It almost feels, I mean, obviously you're making a decision here, but it's like you're trying to size up the new opportunity to see if it's got any like red flags. I feel like you are, it's not that you're, uber defensive and all that sort of stuff. It just feels like it's almost suspicious that there's a new opportunity in the first place, is kind of what I'm getting. And you're looking at it like, what's going on here? Like, what's their deal? Almost this energy of, it's not quite to the point where you're assuming that everyone's going to take advantage of you, but it feels like you're at a point where you are looking at people with some side eye. Hold on. But it's like, but you're reserving, like you're not passing judgment on them right away, if that makes sense. Three of Wands. Oh. Aries, let me ask you a question. It's almost like what you've wanted for, what you have wanted, what you've waited for, it's finally here, and I feel like you're looking at it like, no, that's not it. Or, excuse me, almost like, how do I say this? It's like it almost feels foreign to you that it's even here. Foreign in the sense that it's almost like you had made your peace with being in this kind of like waiting energy. And it's almost like you may have found such peace in that place that you didn't need this thing anymore. So when this thing comes in and you're looking at it like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Oh. So we have the Queen of Swords as what's in the recent past. Ooh, I feel like somebody, it feels like somebody gave you a real talking to. It's almost like somebody may have read you the riot act and then you had to go out and pretend that everything was fine. It's like, for example, you just got chewed out by, your partner or your mom or your boss or something. And then you have to go out and pretend like everything's fine and put on, the show, if you will. And I feel like it's like in that moment, it's almost this energy of, it's like you made a promise to yourself that nobody was going to treat you that way again. You know what I mean? It feels like, it's almost this energy of like, it doesn't matter. And this isn't the cards telling you this. This is the energy that I'm picking up from you. It's like, it doesn't matter how much it hurts. You're never going to you're never going to put yourself in a position where you feel like somebody can do that. That's not going to happen. I think we're just going to pull a clarifier on that one. 1 second here, Aries. Can I get a clarifier, please? Clarifier between Three of Wands and Queen of Swords. Eight of Cups. I mean, it feels like whoever it was that kind of did that for some people, it could be a specific person. For others of you, it was just kind of the whole situation. It feels like it's something, it's like that's the person you never really thought would do that. Or that's the situation that you were kind of blindsided by it going the direction that it went. It feels like it still hurts to a certain extent. It does. And I feel like for those of you that it does, you don't really want to admit that. It may not for all of you, okay, but for those of you that it does, it's like when you hear that, you're annoyed by the fact that there's still this. It's almost like that the situation doesn't have power over you, but there is this kind of pang of an emotional response when you think about it because it still hurts. It's that type of a thing. And I feel like part of it is in the same way that in the past it happened and then you had to go out there and be on, you know what I mean? If I feel like that's a skill that you've perfected now. Like the whole, shiz could be going totally south in this aspect, or it's like you just got off the phone with someone that, the shiz is hitting the fan. And it's like, and then you walk into a meeting and you're on. And it's almost like it can change, like you can turn that on and off at the drop of a hat as you need. And it's not like, oh, you're being manipulative in a crappy way. That's a skill that you developed, like in order to, hold on. It's a skill that you were forced to develop, to be honest with you. So we have the High Priestess reversed. Interesting. So the High Priestess talks about, intuition and that kind of the spirit world, if you will. I do feel like you might be rejecting something. It could be someone. It doesn't really feel like it. It's almost like someone might come in and say something that would cause you to respond with a bit of contempt for their emotionality. I don't know if emotionality is a word, but I'm sure you understand what I mean when I say that. Or what the cards mean, sorry. It just feels like there's this energy here that somebody kind of wants you to let loose a little bit and almost like they want you to let loose, but they know that it's like it's not the time or you're not ready. It almost feels like there may be somebody, it may not be someone, but it feels that way right now from what I'm seeing. It's like there's someone that comes in that is normally very intuitive, but it's almost like they kind of can't reach you. You're too sequestered. It's like you're too high up in your mountain. And I want to be clear, it's not like, oh, you're up on your high horse type deal. It's more like you're too far away. And I feel like even if you were close, it's like your energy is under lock and key. They're not going to be able to tap into it or kind of not have access to it, but it's like they're only going to get so far for somebody that usually is able to kind of pick up more, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Doesn't really sound like it, but anyway. We get a card between Three of Wands and the High Priestess. So we have the Seven of Wands, and it did come out. I feel like it feels like this is someone that's patient. Oh, Ace of Swords. It feels like this is somebody that is, it's like they understand about the energetics of things, right? That you can only push into someone as much as they allow. I mean, you can push further, but then that's, that's not really good for anybody. That doesn't bring anything good because you're almost trying to like overstep someone's free will. So I feel like this person is actually pretty patient, and it's like there's something about the fact that they don't effing push you. I don't know why it's coming through like that. Maybe there's a lot of people that are pushy. I mean, obviously. But there's something about the fact that they don't push you, that they just let you bloody well be, that makes your energy soften towards them. And it's almost this energy of this person looking at you like, yeah, I knew I could do it. Not in a like crappy way, but in a, you know, it's almost the kind of that epitome of that feminine energy that's, it's kind of the way I've come to understand it anyway, is that feminine energy is, it's like it's open, it's accepting, it kind of creates the space, right? It's accepting and allowing things to be as they are. And I feel like people have pushed you so hard that having a different type of energy, it's like at first it might make your skin feel a bit prickly because you're not used to it. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is different. What's this person's game? It's not even quite like that. It's more like you notice the difference. And it almost feels like this kind of like energy that seems to kind of like gently fall over you. And it feels foreign, but at the same time, very comforting. Like when you're, it's like wrapping whatever you do to comfort yourself. For me, the way that I'm understanding it is, wrapping myself in a blanket and, disconnecting from the world type deal. But it's that the comfort of feeling like there's something around you. It's almost like there's someone or something around you that doesn't want or need anything from you. They're there because they want to be there, not because they're waiting for you to do this or they want this or they want that. They're just present. Okay. So we have the Nine of Swords reversed. Oh, damn, with the Three of Swords. So, I feel like there is... It's almost like there's something here that you don't want to accept. And I feel like it kind of goes back to this, what the cards were talking about before. It's almost like you were hurt in a certain type of way, and... okay. From what I'm seeing, Aries, and I'm not... Let me be real clear. It's not telling you what to do. There's just a suggestion here that admitting that someone hurt you or was hurtful towards you, it doesn't make you weak. And I feel like there's a lot of you that maybe not for everybody, but it feels like there's a lot of you that have had to kind of build up this almost like steely exterior. Because, and it kind of goes back to this energy here, right? In the past, when you were forced to pretend that things were fine when they weren't. And I feel like it's almost put you in an energy where a lot of connections or a lot of new connections, it just turns into like a barter system almost. And it turns into this, it's almost like, you may be somebody, may not be for everyone, but it's like you're the person that you are willing to help other people, and maybe they would help you, but I feel like you don't ask. Or if you do ask, it's almost like it's not because you need the help. It's more like there's another plan in place. It's like you need two people to meet while they're doing something, right? It's always, there's always kind of like this, there's something else to it. And it almost feels like whoever this person is that's coming in, it feels like it actually kind of opens your heart a bit here. And I half expected your energy to like push back to saying that, but it actually feels like that like finally, you know, it feels like it's almost like you've been walking around carrying this this heavy shield and this giant sword, and you've been walking around, and it's almost like you can finally put the armor down and just sit down and enjoy a meal for once. Um, which is interesting, right? It's like you don't have this like you're not blocking people out because you want to block them out. You're blocking people out because that's what's been put on you. So, I think we're going to get one more card here. Oh. Dropping cards. 1 second. Okay. We got one more card on this High Priestess. I'm hearing a message of like, you actually know everything that you need to know about this, about there's one or there's two people that you're kind of like, oh, I need more information. I don't really know. And I'm going to call you out a little bit here and say, that's BS. You know, there's just things that you don't really want to accept. And it's almost like, it's this energy of you may be trying to categorize someone or a few people as they're good or they're bad. And I feel like the reason that you haven't been able to put them into one of those is because they seem to walk that line, right? It's like they're both. And I almost feel like you may just not know them well enough to be able to accurately predict how they will act in a given situation. So we have the Three of Swords here. I'm not going to lie. I feel like there is, we've got it twice, right? It feels like, I almost wanted to say there's some fear of heartbreak, but it's almost like there's this acceptance of heartbreak. For some of you, it may have that really healing effect. For others of you, it's almost like you may be accepting, not expecting, but accepting that you're going to have your heart broken before you even go out on a first date, right? It's like you talk to somebody and you're kind of like, okay, well, this person's probably going to, this probably won't work out, but you're going to enjoy it while it lasts. Hold on. I feel like you may be somebody that, it's not that you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, but when it does, you're kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds about right. I feel to a certain extent that while you may be presenting as someone that's, extraordinarily strong, and obviously you are, I feel like there's this element here of feeling like almost kind of, may not be for everyone, but like being a bit disgusted with what you perceive as your own weakness. Having allowed someone to get close enough to you to hurt you the way that they did. There actually seems to be some anger in there. And it's almost like, and in realizing that, it actually seems to kind of set you free from whatever that thought pattern was, kind of the shadow it was casting over you. So I think I'll leave it there, Aries. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do have there's some singles readings coming out next week, so please keep an eye out for those if you're so inclined. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.